President Barzani, Prime Minister Barzani, Ambassador President Menzies, graduating students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my great honor to be here in these magnificent surroundings on such an important occasion, the first ever graduation ceremony of the American University of Kurdistan. Thank you for inviting me to be here as part of this auspicious day. Graduates, I remember when I was sitting where you are sitting, in the midst of colleagues, families, and friends, as I waited to receive my diploma, marking the end of one stage of my life and the beginning of another. Actually, looking out at these beautiful mountains and surroundings, I'm reminded of my own alma mater, Brigham Young University. The mountains are gloriously similar. I recall feeling a mixture of excitement and nervousness to begin a new chapter in my life. Nervousness that I didn't know what the next chapter would bring, or if I had what it took to succeed in the world beyond the safe environs of the campus. I imagine many of you must be feeling the same way this evening. I'm not here to pretend that I have all the answers. However, I would like to share with you some of the leadership principles I've learned over the years and which I've asked my team at the U.S. mission to Iraq to follow in their own work. First, establish a culture of respect. Respect for everyone and at all times. Respect not just for the people who look like you or talk like you or pray like you or do the same job in the same office as you. Respect also for those whom you do not like or who think differently from you. Every person has value and every person is flawed, but we can all learn from one another. In fact, we often learn the most from those with whom we disagree. Second, create a culture of mutual responsibility. Be accountable, be a team. Don't ever say, that's not my job. Say, how can I help you get the job done? Have one another's back. We like to say at the embassy in Baghdad that we are one team, one mission. It is incredibly empowering to help create something bigger than yourself and then to be an active part of a greater entity. Here, I would like to pause and say that we can all learn something from the people of Dohuk. During one of the worst periods in the history of this region, when Daesh was on a rampage, you, all of you, stood up and did precisely this. You opened your arms and your hearts to hundreds of thousands of internally displaced persons and refugees from Syria. You showed generosity of spirit and heart. The bakeries were empty, there were power cuts, yet you did not become bitter. You shared everything you had and more. In your darkest moments, your hospitality knew no bounds. I salute and honor all of you for uplifting and inspiring response during the horrific era of Daesh. Third, act ethically. That perhaps sounds easier than often is. We all know right from wrong, but sometimes being ethical is hard. Why, after all, should we be the only ones who take the difficult path of action when others are taking shortcuts? Why stand up for our principles if they cause others to hate us? Why call out wrongdoing or discrimination or bullying when it is so much easier to turn away and pretend it didn't happen? The answer to that is because by taking the easy way, we become part of the problem. Because we are our principles, and by not standing up for what we believe in, we let other people define us. Because by turning away, we perpetuate bad behavior, and we will not leave the world a better place than we found it. Fourth, be open to input. Allow others to help you. Do not be defensive or territorial. There are few people in the world who do not benefit from other people's talents. Yet sometimes we take suggestions as criticism and we act in a way that makes the person trying to be helpful feel bad. Teams are made of many talented people, not lone superstars. Learn to understand your own weaknesses and surround yourselves with people who complement you. It takes great strength to acknowledge your weaknesses and allow others to help you lift up. We build strong teams when everyone has a chance to contribute. Your generation, graduates, faces a heavy burden. This beautiful country, to which many different people and religions trace their roots, has been through difficult times, especially in recent years, but it is bouncing back. Where there are opportunities, seize them. Where you don't see opportunities, create them. And where there are needs, strive to address them. Daesh is gone, but it has left your generation with the heavy responsibility of making sure such horrors can never happen again. There is a long history of ethnic and religious diversity in Iraq, especially in the Iraqi Kurdistan region. Daesh's ethnic cleansing was a brutal effort to obliterate this cherished diversity. This is why Daesh damaged and destroyed so many ancient symbols important to different groups and minorities. That is precisely why the U.S. mission to Iraq, both the embassy in Baghdad and the U.S. Consulate General in Erbil, are spearheading projects worth millions of dollars to help restore these cherished symbols of faith, group identity, and social diversity. Another anchor points for minority communities. Places like Lalish Temple, the tomb of the Prophet Nahum in Kosh, the citadel in Erbil are all wonderful examples that not only remind us of Iraq's storied past, but also of the spirit of inclusion, of mutual respect, and openness that is your birthright. We join you, the younger generation, who must also do your part to set Iraq and the Iraqi Kurdish region on the path to a prosperous future. I wish you all the best of luck in your future, and I pledge that the United States of America will stand by you all the way. Thank you for your attention. Zor spas.